I want to tell you about one of my very favorite movies, The BeastMaster, from 1982. I'm not ashamed to admit this was one of my coming of age movies, and I love it. It used to come on HBO all the time. There's the joke, HBO stands for Hey, BeastMaster's on. And when I was about probably 9 or 10 years old, I got HBO, but it came in kind of fuzzy on channel 20. Like, we didn't pay for it. It wasn't supposed to come in, but it came in kind of, sort of. And I saw this movie, and it stars Marc Singer as Dar. It's a sword and sorcery kind of movie. And Dar is kind of like the sensitive Conan the Barbarian. That might sound a little crazy, but he has a big heart. He sheds tears in the movie. I remember watching this, and it's one of the movies that got me into weightlifting, because Marc Singer was completely yoked for this movie, and I thought that was so cool, and something I wanted to emulate. Another actor, Marc Singer's great. In the movie, he can talk to animals telepathically. He has 2 ferrets he travels with, as well as a panther and a hawk. And he's able to see through their eyes, and he soars over the land looking through the hawk's vision. Or maybe it's an eagle. It might be an eagle. But for sure, the panther is not a panther. The poor animal was a tiger that was spray painted black, you know, because back in the early days, it was kind of anything goes, and PETA wasn't poking their head around the corner. But another great actor, Marc Singer's fantastic in the movie. You have to be a good actor if half the time you're just talking to animals as if they're human. Kind of like Mark Hamill did in Empire Strikes Back, where he's talking to a puppet, you know, and he has to act like... Anyways, same thing Marc Singer does here. And if you ever watch the movie Watchers 2, Marc Singer does the same thing. He talks to animals, so that's kind of his niche, I suppose. The guy that plays the main antagonist, Rip Torn, he wanted to play his character, Mayax, as I think he said a turkey vulture. So he has this prosthetic nose on that makes him look really funny. And I guess I can sort of see what he's talking about, because his nose kind of looks like a vulture, and his hairline kind of looks like a turkey. The director was not a real fan of this, but he had to kind of go along with it. Demi Moore was supposed to play the love interest, Kira. But she ended up getting passed over because her voice was too raspy, and the part went to the lovely Tanya Roberts. The director, Don Coscarelli, is one of my heroes. He's kind of like John Carpenter to me. He's a guy that just has a real passion for filmmaking. He wrote and directed Phantasm. That's completely his imagination, and that's another one of my favorite movies. So for him to make The BeastMaster and Phantasm made him become one of my idols growing up. So I have 2 copies of this movie. I have this one I recently picked up, and it's like extended. I don't like the way it's edited. It's a little bit, things are kind of drawn out and boring. But this one This DV Max DVD has a kind of tighter editing, better pace, and it's the movie I remember from my youth. You can always watch this movie for free, usually on YouTube. Someone's uploaded it. If you ever watch the movie Night of the Comet, which is another one of my favorite movies, if you look in the background of the movie theater, there's a poster for the BeastMaster, and that made me really happy. So Don Coscarelli, he didn't write the BeastMaster. This was actually a kind of a children's or a young adult novel, and it had an impact on him growing up, and so he decided he wanted to turn it into a film. The author of the BeastMaster book, that I think it was published in the 1950s, she hated this movie. She disowned it. She didn't want her name in the credits, nothing to do with it. And as I understand it, her novel had the BeastMaster traveling through time and space and the universe, and I think it was, most of it was set in the future, and Coscarelli had the idea of setting it back, you know, a couple thousand years, and I think that was a really good move, and I'm glad that the BeastMaster doesn't travel through the universe. It ended up being one of my very favorite movies. You can't really compare it to Conan the Barbarian. I mean, Conan's a superior movie, but I think it might be mostly the nostalgia factor. But I think it is a great movie. It's really well done. There was a sequel, and when I was a kid, I loved the sequel, BeastMaster Through the Portal of Time. Coscarelli had nothing to do with it, but I remember he goes through a portal. He ends up in 1990s Los Angeles, and it's a real movie of its time. It's fun to see LA from that time period. And this time Marc Singer is rocking a wig for some reason, hair extensions, blonde hair extensions. So he looks quite different than he did in the first movie, a little bit jarring. But the teenage girl that ends up showing him around the city and helping him in his quest, I had a crush on her. And the actress is a little bit crazy that plays that girl. She went on Conan O'Brien, and it's probably the most awkward guest he's ever had. I suggest you check that out. It's she's really bizarre, but she's so beautiful. She was in Swamp Thing, the TV series, too. I remember seeing her there. And I also love Swamp Thing. I have not seen BeastMaster 3. I think it's called Eye of Braxis. I'm hoping that that comes up on Amazon Prime or something so I can watch that. I did see clips of it, and it's kind of sad to see Marc Singer starting to get older in it. Starting to lose his hair, starting to look his age, but it happens to all of us. And then it produced a TV series that was kind of like Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, or Xena. I remember it coming on when I was growing up, and I just thought it was boring. But if you haven't seen the BeastMaster, strap on your loincloth and your sandals and pick up a broadsword. I guess he has more of a samurai sword. And do your best eagle cry. You got to check this out. It's a movie before CGI, where everything's practical. And one of the coolest things about this movie is Dar has this weapon. It's like a retractable boomerang, deadly boomerang, and you'll just have to see what I'm talking about. So I love the BeastMaster, and you will too.